Welcome to MojoPlays, and today we're looking at 10 ways developers stopped gamers from stealing their games. For this list, we'll be looking at many different anti-piracy methods developers used. Some will let you play the game with silly little changes, but some will find ways to stop players from progressing. This is why we shouldn't steal games. I mean, just buy them. Let us know of any anti-piracy methods we may have missed in the comments. Before we continue, we publish content all week long. Be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos. Ape Escape. Some anti-piracy methods aren't clever and just tell the player, hey, you're playing a stolen copy. Ape Escape uses such a method. If there is any funny business detected, players will get a software terminated screen and you won't be able to progress. The European version uses libcrypt to help fight against piracy, which will disable controller input on the main screen. This will actually affect the ability to play physical PAL versions of Ape Escape on PS3, as the PS3 uses software emulation for backwards compatibility. And now, we can never catch Chino in the dark ruins. Mafia II.
You guys did a hell of a job. Not too many guys got the stomach for this line of work.
Each version of a game could have different ways to fight against anti-piracy. The PC version of Mafia II has its own interesting spin on things. If the game senses you're playing a pirated copy, players' health will slowly drain and leave your gangster until every encounter is practically a one-hit KO. Theoretically, you could complete the game if you're good enough, as healing items still work, but nothing stops your health from diminishing. This anti-piracy method could be looked at as an added hard mode.
It all worked out just fine. They never found out who did it.
Yoshi's Story. Instead of giving you a message saying, don't steal our game, Yoshi's Story has you trapped in the first level when the game detects a fake being played. When the game boots up, it checks for proper CIC lockout chips and will look for certain values to determine that you're playing a genuine copy. We don't know the correct terminology for how the lockout chip talk works, but we do know it's a great way to torture people playing fake copies. Stealing is illegal, so what better punishment than having players stuck in the first level of Yoshi's Story and hearing that song on repeat? Metal Gear Solid.
Situation, Snake. Looks like the elevator in the back is the only way up. Just as I expected.
Imagine playing one of the best opening scenes in gaming, knowing that the journey ahead of you is full of great gameplay and interesting characters. But then, you get hit with the warning screen. Metal Gear Solid does just that. You'll be able to play the opening area where Snake sneaks around the guards to get to the elevator that leads to Shadow Moses. As you make your way up the elevator and start to see the epic cutscene right before the logo is fully revealed, you'll be greeted with a warning screen saying you're in possession of an illegal copy of Metal Gear Solid. Kojima, you magnificent bastard. The Legend of Zelda Spirit Tracks. The tease of being able to play a great game just before its devilish way of getting back at pirates, Spirit Tracks allows you to play the game until you need to use the train, aka barely any time at all. During the opening tutorial for the train, we learn how all the train mechanics work. The train will move on its own and will give players instructions to use the whistle and speed up, which has now been rendered impossible. Further down the track, a cow will block our path to stop progression. The train is now at a standstill, and since players can't control the speed, you're stuck with your sins and a rage-induced cow. Metal Gear Solid 5, The Phantom Pain.
Get on! I'm on your side!
Just like the original MGS, Phantom Pain gives us a little taste of what we could experience if we bought the game instead of stealing it. The amazing hospital level is still intact and plays relatively the same. Once Snake escapes, however, that's when it's game over. Behold, death by loading screens, where you'll be stuck on the first loading screen, forced to read tips instead of heading out on a mission. That is your Metal Gear Solid 5 experience if you have a pirated copy. Congrats, Cypher. Mirror's Edge.
Get from there.
What would be the best way to stop pirates in a game all about movement and speed? Slow them down, of course. In Mirror's Edge, when the game detects that you're playing a pirated copy, the game will activate checkpoints at locations where there isn't actually a checkpoint. These fake checkpoints are usually near a jump that requires speed to make it across. And when the checkpoint is hit, Faith will slow down to a walk, making the jumps impossible. Imagine getting to that first epic jump full of speed and quickly coming to a walk. Sweet, slow justice. Alan Wake.
I was convinced they'd put me in jail and I would never see Alice again.
Usually, games try to stop you from playing illegal copies. Some, on the other hand, let you play the game with silly cosmetics on your characters. Alan Wake will allow you to play the full game with slight changes, for if the game detects pirated copies. Alan Wake will sport a pirate's eye patch throughout the entire game. While one eye patch is shameful enough, once you encounter Barry, you'll see he sports 2 eye patches. To go along with these silly eye patches, during loading screens you will no longer get the standard message, but instead are greeted with a message politely encouraging players to purchase the game if they enjoy it. At least they were polite about it.
I was trapped. There was no way out.
The Witcher 2: Assassins of Kings.
Interrogation's done. Restrain the prisoner.
There are 2 anti-piracy methods in The Witcher 2. The first is a random cutscene that displays Geralt getting killed, but the second one is the real stinger. As per tradition, players have the option to romance many beautiful NPCs in the game, but if you're playing a pirated copy, all love interests and hookups will be turned into Marietta Loretto. Watching a romance scene with this lifeless model of a creepy old woman is definitely a sight, but hey, beauty is in the eye of the beholder. Batman Arkham Asylum.
Filthy degenerate out of here! Warden, something's not right. I'm going with him.
Being Batman is great. You get access to all of his tech and can glide around taking out enemies in the shadows. But if you want to be just like the criminals he hunts and steal a copy of Arkham Asylum, you're in for a bad time. If the game detects you're playing a pirated copy, the first thing that will be taken from you is the ability to use Batman's glide, which, as everyone knows, is a pretty big deal. If you're able to get around this setback, the game will now take away certain grappling hook points, which again will stop crucial progression points. Finally, if you remain persistent, the game will show grappling hook points in random locations, which when used will launch you out of the game world. Now that's some Joker level comedy right there.
Oh, I'd like to thank my fans for their undying support, and the people of Gotham, who I'll be seeing very, very soon.
Did you enjoy this video? Check out some other clips from MojoPlays, and be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.